Well, Matt, congratulations. That was quite something to watch. What was it like where you were?
Emotional at the end. I thought the lads got it what they deserved. I was so pleased with the effort they've put in and the fact that we've got more to show for it than what we might have got out of the game. Certainly their goal seemed to come out of nothing. Maybe a mistake in the middle apart from ourselves, and all of a sudden it's 1-1. But that was two teams going at it and going at it properly. You just asked me about the yellow cards. I think that was the effort on show from all players, both teams. It was a passionate game, exactly what you want to see on Boxing Day, hopefully.
And the fact that it was Portsmouth that had the majority of the yellow cards, for me, you were in control for much of that match, even though you didn't always have the ball, apart from the 10 minutes after they equalised.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned yellow card. One of those could have been a red, possibly should have been. I thought they got after Luke Thomas. It was almost as if one left back gets booked and take him off, and another one comes on and does exactly the same. So I'm so pleased for him that he kept on going and kept on running and was in the right place at the right time to win us a game. It wouldn't have been a travesty if we'd have drawn the game, but in terms of where I feel this group needs to get to, it's important that we took a big step towards what we felt at Bolton. We didn't feel at Blackpool, but it was what we certainly felt today, and so important that our fans were part of that.
Yeah, I talk about a measure of control. Are you starting to see some of those changes that you were obviously trying to drip feed into the team showing themselves out there on the pitch?
I just want energy. I just want energy on the pitch. I want their first and last thought to be to run and to put a real competitive display in, because we know we've got talent there. I think that's been on show, but I think that gives us a good platform in the game. And we're playing some good teams at the moment now. It's important to say that I think our in possession, our attacking play will improve, because at the moment what I'm asking to do and what we're demanding of them is really taking it out of their legs a little bit. That's no excuse, but sometimes we still force or make unforced errors in possession. The ball seems to come back in our control and then we lose it too quickly. But I'll take that at the moment in terms of where the team is. That's a good platform, because once they get more used to how we ask them to play and the effort they're putting in, then that in possession and our attacking play will start to show. And without working the goalkeeper in the first half, I thought we were the more dominant team.
And you talk about energy. I know they didn't finish in these positions, but it was your left wing back that sort of had the last touch before Luke Thomas put it in, and he was the right wing back.
Left back. So that tells you a story. We did change shape when Portsmouth got a foothold in the game to try and get more bodies towards the pressure of the ball, really. And that meant Harvey was playing left back from that point on, as I was left of that front three. And that sort of passage, I think, might have been a foul on Azza and then Grant Ward driving through. But even a minute before, I just said to Coxey that if we're at home, we're here to win the game. Don't be scared of losing the game. So speed the game up. I know he got booked where he might not have got booked without an understanding of it. But you know, we're here to try and pick up as many points as we can. Let's be honest, we're trying to play catch up. With those top teams in the top 10 and the top half of this league, we're trying to play catch up. So, you know, draws won't get us there because the gap's too big. So we have to be really bullish and bold with our approach. And I'm so pleased they got rewards for that.
And the earlier goal, yet another from the Anthony Evans School of Free Kicks.
Well, he's a classy player, very classy player. Pleased with his performance. They just told me in there that he's not scored a free kick for a little while. So, you know, we're starting to move in the right direction of our attacking players. Not clicking by any means, but goals and assists and an output. I'm pleased because if they start hitting form, then we're going to have a really interesting team to work with. But first things first, let's just recover, re-energise, because I'll be asking the same when we come to face Charlton.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the exciting thing for a lot of fans, that you've picked up a couple of good results recently, and yet you can still see quite a lot of areas where there is room for improvement.
Yes, but it's all down to the players, the mindset, the brain, how they're approaching it. We're not changing anything too much in terms of how we are setting up as a team. We obviously flipped a shape, but the game's still the same. Our attacking principles are still the same. I just like the way they went about their work today, and I want to quell the word potential. I don't like that being used too often. It's been used too much against this group of players. We've just got to get to work now and keep hitting whatever's next. We'd like to think that we're in a position now to only look forward and look up and start clawing back the teams above us.
And the fact that you're the first team to beat Portsmouth as a home team all season, you know, we're halfway through the campaign, that's a feather in your cap.
Yeah, but Bristol Rovers at home should be a difficult challenge for everyone, for anyone. We expect Portsmouth to go and get promoted. I said the same about Bolton. We've beaten them both. Now, I'm not saying we're in the promotion picture by any means because we're too far away as yet, but that's got to be a shot in the arm for this group of players and the fans alike. The key thing is now, can we back it up against Charlton?
Well done today.
Thank you.
you want to do a chart after?
No,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Matt. I thought Matt Cox was excellent. Under a little bit of criticism over recent weeks, but I thought he controlled that really well. Some big saves, and actually his distribution was really good as well. What did you?
Yeah,
make of his
he's a young
display?
kid. People have to remember that the position he's been in this season is a lot to ask for any age goalkeeper, let alone his age. So with that, you might get a bit of inconsistency. You might get a few mistakes where the decisions aren't where a seasoned pro might make, so to speak, or someone with 50 games under his belt or 100 games. So he's learning, and we've got to learn with him, and we've got to support him. But he's a talent. That's why he came to the club in the first place. So we have to understand what happened a couple of days ago. Felt painful. It wasn't just him. There were various players involved in that, and we support him, pick him up, and he played a big part in the performance today. I thought on the back of a moment at Blackpool, which we all know about, we can't hide away from that. The biggest tell for a goalkeeper is what's next and what's the next performance. And like you said, I thought he was pretty composed today, did what he needed to do, made a couple of big saves. And never did I feel shaky at any moment. And that's the biggest compliment I can give to him.
And how much in the build-up were you talking to the players about getting the atmosphere going and fans on side? There was a bit of contrast. In terms of the last home game, it was boos and jeers at half-time, whereas today it was celebration.
Yeah, well, that was a difficult game. I mean, elements sometimes played a part of the conditions in that Cheltenham game were brutal, and the opposition as well. Portsmouth came here to win and came into attack, and that was just two teams really going at it. But I think any Gashead will understand that we're work in progress. But as long as they see the effort that they saw, hopefully today, and what they've seen in the last few games, they'll appreciate that, and they'll forgive a few mistakes which we'll make. And certainly in terms of where we want to get to, we need their strength. But it always goes both ways. We had to ignite them a little bit. I said to the players before the game, we're the only ones who probably didn't eat the extra portion of Christmas dinner and have the extra couple of pints or extra few drinks, and yesterday with it being a celebrating day, so they'll take a little bit longer to get going, but they came in from the warm-up and said they were full. It was a full house and they were noisy, so to see them in full voice is a new experience for myself. That's why I got carried away a little bit, and I've never ran down a touchline in my life, certainly not down the right wing, and rightfully got booked, unfortunately.